Good evening, Evan. It's Thursday. And some other things I found fascinating about the economy too is that because it's so debt reliant, there's a big player in the game too in order to make it work or more robustly recently. And that's the gatekeeper, that's credit score. It's the one that qualifies people if they're going to be able to participate in the debt economy or not. If you have a good score, you can pass through. If you don't, then you can't. And what's interesting is that this system has to be robust, it has to work in order for the rest of the economy to really work well, right? If you have all these unqualified people participating in it, that's not going to be a very healthy system, or in the long run, the weak spots are going to show. And it reminds me of a parable. You might be familiar with it. And it's about these blind men and an elephant. These blind men have never interacted with an elephant before. They don't know what it is. So they all go up to it and they are touching different parts of it. You know, one for the tusk, one for the tail, one the stomach, and one for the ears. And they're obviously super different from each other, but all these parts add up to the big thing that's an elephant. And they're trying to describe it to each other, but it's super different, and to the point where they think they're being dishonest with each other. And the moral of the story is that because it's so massive and has these different parts to it, we're only limited to interact with it in one way, in one part. And you know, the economy has all these different systems where we all interact with it on a daily basis, but we can only interact with it in one way. And because of that, we have very, very different experiences. So it is on the people to understand as best as they can to come up with systems to work together, to work well enough in order for this to work well and allow for opportunity for anyone to be successful, right? That's the idea of capitalism, to build fortune and wealth for anyone, equal opportunity in a way. But the thing that will always fascinate me about it is how fragile it is. Credit score is only 30 years old. It's only, you know, give or take 5 or 10 years older than me. It's younger than my mom. And it's just as complex and complicated and abstract this thing is and how much we have to interact with it. It's a very young thing. It's still a lot of changes are coming to it. And it's just as important as it is, there's a lot of things left to find out about it. And so that's something that's always going to fascinate me about it. You know, all these things working together to try and keep it from imploding on itself every 5 or 10 years. And yeah, anyways, that's just my thoughts a little bit on the economy. Evan, take care. I'll see you on Monday.